Yo, what's going on, guys? So, hold on. Today, we are going to go over the two projects. There's lightning outside, so that might happen sometimes. But yeah, so we're going to go over the two projects that you absolutely need in every single, whatever LLM you're using. Assuming you are using LLMs, you need two projects in order to actually run your business. One is purely for just like anything business related, anything copywriting related, maybe writing ads and things like that. And then the other one is specifically, for writing emails. You could probably break it up even more so into even one more, like as far as like you could probably break it up into like one that's just for writing copy, but I'll break down the main two that I use and has been the most helpful to me. So the first project, well, first off, I guess if you don't know what projects are, you should be using them. They're pretty much mandatory. Like if you're not working out of projects, you're not getting the most out of LLMs in general. Like it's basically it's working without context. Like the thing you got to keep in mind, like with LLMs, is that the quality of the output that you get out of an LLM, whether it be ChatGPT or Claude or whatever other ones. I mean, those are the only two that I use, mainly Claude, especially for anything business related. GPT, I just found myself not really using very much. But anyways, if you're trying to get any sort of output out of it that is actually good, the biggest thing that you need to give it is context. Otherwise, it's just going to base whatever answer it's giving you off of generalities from the internet. And usually it kind of defaults to Reddit, which is the weirdest and most wildest thing. So you need to be able to give it context. So you're like, okay, cool. This is what I'm referencing. This is my motive apparatus that I'm basing all of my decisions off of and the output that I give you, right? So the main and most useful project that you can have is just a general kind of business project. And there's a few things that you're going to load into it. So if you don't know, you can load projects with source material, which is like the freaking useful thing. So anyways, the main things that you want to put in there is definitely everything about your offer. Just outline it. There's different ways of doing like offer breakdowns and stuff like that. Of course, Hormozy's, $100 million offers. Like if you go through that and outline everything about it on a document and along with pricing and everything like that, ideal customers, like just like all of that general like business info, that is going to be the most useful thing that you can put in there, because now it's going to base everything. You don't have to constantly re-explain like who you're going after and what that looks like, all that stuff, right? So boom, that's done, and it always has that context, and it knows like, okay, this is the offer and this is who we're speaking to, and this is their pain points and all that stuff, all that beautiful stuff, right? That's the main thing that you need inside of that project, inside of both of them, really. So that's main thing number one. And the second thing that you need, honestly, in both of them again, is, and the most useful thing, you can take it a step further. And I'll explain it, but first, the main thing that you need is you need to transcribe a bunch of videos of yourself talking. Now, this is obviously going to be easiest if you are some sort of content creator, because for my clients, I'm able to just go find YouTube videos of them, transcribe a bunch of them, for free, and then I will throw that into a document, and like it'll be like maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages, right? And then I'll give that to Claude, and then that has its own document. And I'm like, hey, this is a reference material for how this person talks. And now, whenever I needed to output copy, whether it be general copy or, creating landing pages or whatever the case may be, writing emails, which we'll get into a little bit. That's what the second project is going to be, by the way. That is what sort of output you're going to get, right? So like it'll either write general. I mean, a lot of times, man, the copy that, I don't know if it's still like this because I've been operating like this for so long, but before I started doing that, the copy that I would get from AI was always so damn generic and corny. And it never sounded right until I just gave it, like, here is this human being talking. These are the words they use. This is like the type of sentence structure that they use. Make it sound like them. And then, of course, it started giving better output, because the output that you get is directly proportionate to the input that you give it. So boom, now that's fixed. And you can even take it a step further. If you go in Claude, you can go into this project that you're creating and you can say, hey, I'm going to give you a bunch of transcripts of this person talking. I want you to create a skill based off of this person's speech patterns, so that you're able to make copy that sounds like this person. And then now it not only does it have the transcripts, but it also has a built-in skill. So, and you have to do that specifically on Claude Cowork. And I found that out totally by accident. I was just, when I first started working in Claude Cowork, I was trying to get it to do something. And I had to feed it the transcripts again. And then it was like, yeah, sure, I can do that. In fact, I'll start off by making a skill of how this person talks for you, and then I'll do that task. So if you're not using Cowork, man, you got to use Cowork. It's exactly how it sounds. It truly is like working with someone who has knowledge that you don't have, and you can give it context, right? And be like, hey, this is what I want to do. Now I'm asking it, how do I, what's the best way to make that happen? And it's like, oh yeah, I can do the skill. I can do this. Sometimes it overshoots, but I'm digressing. Where it'll be like, I can do this, and then it can't. It swears up and down. It's like, yeah, I can make some images. And it can't. At least at the recording of this video, it can't. I know Claude Design exists and stuff like that. And if you know how to make that work within Cowork, let me know, but whatever. So anyways, that's how you get it to sound like you. So that is the second thing that you need. So now you have, essentially what your offer is. You can also throw in brand colors and stuff like that, just generally what the brand should look like, and that also helps. And then from there, you basically just need let me pull my Claude up actually. Sorry, I'm not editing this out, by the way. You guys are just gonna have to deal with this. Well, I might have Claude try to do this. Oh. The next thing you need are some winning sales material. The reason for that is because it'll help sort of aim it in the right direction. You know what I mean? As far as, these are the types of things that the prospects are saying, and, what they end up being told that gets them over the line and ends up making the sale. So you need some winning sales material in there. Ideally, if it's a sales call, that'd be awesome. But if not, if you're more so doing something e-com related, and I was in that scenario, I would just find hey, here's some winning ads, or here's one of the best performing products, or, here are a bunch of reviews of this product that, makes us the most amount of money. I would just be finding different stuff like that to train it and give it context on what is actually winning within the business. Sales calls are just, awesome, because it's literally that human being talking and saying all the things, so we can start using their words. So those are honestly the main things as far as what is needed in inside of that general project. And then the other one that you need is a project specifically for writing emails. Now, I tried to do both inside of a singular project, but that did not work as well. So depending on how consistent you need the output to be, will determine hey, can this, basically you're just seeing can this handle all the things it is that I'm doing, or does the output start to get too wonky when I try to work within this project? And if it does, then you just branch off. So for me, as far as when I was working within it, inside of that general project, I can have it churn out ads, and I can go in and edit them and make them sound better and stuff like that, but at the very least the output isn't so damn bad. For writing emails, it would look different almost every time. Nothing like how I would write the emails. So I had to separate it, give it its own, set of instructions as far as what to look for. And then it has, the first couple of things that I mentioned as far as, understanding what the offer is, and it has the transcripts and all that good stuff. And then the third thing that I gave it are actually some examples of emails written by me. So, of course, like if you don't already do email marketing, that's going to make it a little tough. But, tough shit. Like just learn how to do email marketing, because otherwise it's going to pop out like really generic stuff. But if you can like have some like winning emails, or like maybe I guess like find some emails that you like, that you know are performing well, it can make quite a big of a difference. And I mean, like, dude, like I almost do zero editing now from it, because like I've trained it so well and I've given it so much context as far as like what looks good. And especially ever since I made the skill for how my client talks, it's made the output a million times better. Especially like, so not only did I create a skill for how he talks, but like how emails are supposed to look, and like the various different like types of emails that I write, and like other ones that I like from other people, where it's just like, hey, I like the way this is formatted, and I like the way this sounds, and like where the call to actions happen, all that stuff. And for emails, the other thing that I gave it is a list of every single call to action that it could possibly make. So, YouTube videos, like well, I guess that doesn't necessarily, that's more of like a co-work thing, but it has access to like a list of all the lead magnets and the links, associated with those, as well as, our call funnel. So in a situation, in any sort of like call funnel situation, like it can be the same thing. Like if you have a webinar, whatever the case, like if you're an e-com store and you have a bunch of products like that, like the only place where it can get maybe a little difficult is just like associating images. But I'm pretty sure with co-work, you just load up a document into it, and then it's just like, hey, here's the image, here's each product, here's the link to them, and then here is an image associated with it, here's various discount codes you can use depending, and then or maybe if you make one, like you can get really nice with it. And especially if you give it context as far as like what good looks like, man, like when I tell you I barely edit these damn emails nowadays, I just go in and clean them up a little bit just to make sure like it doesn't sound too AI, because AI has like these kind of like built-in ways of speaking. I heard a Hermosi video where he says like force negation, where it's like, it's not this, it's this. Like it does that a lot, right? Where you have to like go in and kind of like clean it up so it doesn't sound like too AI. But man, like super well. Like our open rates, granted, like I manage the email list pretty well in terms of making sure it's not too many right hooks and it's a whole lot of value given, and I'm making sure to get rid of people from the list who aren't engaging very well and kind of falling off. But like, dude, the daily engagers, man, it is 50, 60, 70% open rates, and like shit's working, man. So those are the two like main projects that you should have. And then the extra like bonus tip that you can do is buy a few EPUB books or PDFs of your favorite books on business or copywriting or marketing, whatever the case may be, right? And you can actually upload those files as source material to the project. So that's like the real like super secret sauce that I haven't heard anyone mention that or do that or anything like that. And I have a small channel, so you'll probably not hear anyone else say that. But if you're here, man, like that is one of the best things that I've ever done, because now I also gave each project instructions to not reference the internet so much and more so reference these source materials, like prioritize referencing that. And man, like the output is just so incredible in terms of like what I'm able to get from email marketing, or when I'm asking you things about business and stuff like that. Like I wasn't very trusting of AI before, because I found myself disagreeing with a lot of the stuff it would say, or when it would write emails, I would find myself editing them so much. But ever since like I've given it not just like what good looks like, but also give it source material to actually reference, so it stops just referencing the internet in general, like output just like totally changed. So yeah, man, that's what I've been doing. I think every single person should be operating their business out of projects instead of just talking to LLMs in general. I think most people are, but if you're not, make sure you get on that, man. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.